Hello again, friends. Welcome back to Hobart's Library. My name is Emily and I am so happy you're here again with us today. If I have really bad bags under my eyes and I look exhausted, I am. I am exhausted.
Why is that horse staring at us?
Hey, get out of here, horse! I want to go to sleep and you're creeping me the math out!
So today, Morgan from Morgan's Endless Bookshelf tagged me in... I love them, love you, but oh my gosh. Anyway, she tagged me in the 54321 book tag. So that is what we're going to be doing today. We're going to get right into it because I ramble a lot. So, the first tag question is 5 most recent 5-star reads. We're going to have to go to Goodreads to figure that one out. Because I feel like most of my recent reads have not been 5 stars. So let's go into my 2024 reading challenge and just work our way backwards and see what we rated 5 stars, shall we? If they're rereads, I don't know if I should count them or not. So I fear that this list is going to be boring. At least this prompt is going to be a little bit boring because if I had to guess, it's going to be all Agatha Christie. It's going to be all Hercule Poirot. My most recent 5-star read was Five Little Pigs, which was the 25th book in the Hercule Poirot series. I'm not going to break down what each book is about in that series, but the series follows a funny little Belgian detective. If you haven't heard me talk about him, then you haven't been here very long. I love him. He is my favorite character of all the fictional characters that I have ever read about. I think he's so silly. I think he's so funny. I think he's so charming and so smart. All right. The next book, much to my surprise, is by Darcy Coates. I'm not surprised that it's by Darcy Coates. I love Darcy Coates. She is a thriller author. She is not a Christian author. I want to make that very clear. There isn't a lot of sexual contents in her books from what I've read. That being said, they are terrifying and they are not, I don't remember enough about them. I feel like there wasn't a lot of swear words in them either, but nonetheless, they're not Christian books and they're so spooky scary. This book was The Caro Haunt. Okay, I remember this story.
We're doomed.
Yeah.
So this is about a woman named Remy, and she works as like a tour guide sort of thing in a haunted building. And, you know, she loves to do the theatrics where she's all dressed up in the like the costumes that are based around the era of the time when the Caro house was the most active. Well, she is going to be hosting 7 guests for a week-long stay at the Caro house. And she has never experienced any kind of ghostly activity at the Caro house. So she's sort of like, meh, you know, whatever. It's not that, you know, I'll stay for a week with these ghost hunters and see if we can find anything interesting. Well, then things go terribly wrong. A storm sweeps in, so obviously it's a trapped inside sort of thing. They're not able to leave. And at first it's everything that they wanted. You know, doors are opening, cabinets are, you know, chairs are moving, whatever. And then one by one they all start dying. And it's a lot less fun now because they're dying. It is based, like, it is, obviously it's a ghost story. I don't believe in ghosts. I do believe in demons, but I don't believe in ghosts. But at the same time, I guess I was gonna say at the same time none of the ghosts were portrayed as, like, good, but I think some of them were. So just keep that in mind. The next 5-star reads was also by Darcy Coates. I went on a little Darcy Coates kick because her books are spooky scary, and it was The Haunting of Ashburn House. Let me see. All of them are about ghosts. Not all of them. But she has a lot of books that are just labeled The Haunting of, and then the name. So, as far as I'm aware, it's not a series. That's just, you know, a really easy title to come up with for a haunted house book. I just read the whole description of this book, and I literally don't remember it at all. I read it in April, I think. I read it this year. I vaguely remember her inheriting the house. She inherits like a haunted mansion. I guess. That's what the description says. Oh, I think I remember it now. Maybe. A little bit. I don't know. It's a haunted house story. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's stupid. Hi, it's Editing Emily. I do remember that book, and it is one of the scariest books I've ever read in my entire life. What is the fourth one? Fourth one is Peril at End House, which is the 8th book in the Hercule Poirot series. And the 5th of my 5-star reads was 4 and 20 Blackbirds by Agatha Christie. I'm pretty sure that's a short story. I'm pretty sure that's a short story in the Hercule Poirot series. I could be wrong. Let me check really fast. Yes, it is. It's a short story in the Hercule Poirot series. Anyway, so that's my 5. Actually, loser, I'm pretty sure that was only 4. 5-star reads for our first prompt. Our second prompt is 4 auto by authors. So I've talked to some of the other girlies in the Christian booktube community. This stupid fly is going to make me... I've talked to some of the other girlies in the Christian booktube community. And we don't have a whole lot of auto by authors. We have a lot of auto, like, look for it at the library kind of authors, or like, you know, that kind of stuff. Auto wish list, as Morgan puts it. Really, really good term for it, because as much as I would love to immediately buy, you know, books from my favorite authors, books when they first come out are very expensive. And I am very poor. I work in childcare. 4 auto by authors. Let me go to my Goodreads again. See what kind of junk I can find. Let's look at my favorites shelf. I don't have a lot on there. I've got to switch some stuff around. Karen Whittemire, of course. That's one. Melanie Dickerson is another one. I've really loved her Hagenheim series. Julie Klassen, sorry. Another one that I, generally speaking, I see one of her books and I am like, oh, I probably like that. Karen Whittemire is like 100% I know I'm going to like it. So she's like immediately can't wait for this book to come out. I've even pre-ordered some of her books, I think. This one's going to sound weird, but number 4, because I really can't think anybody else, I'm going to say, oh, you know what? Ray Comfort. I was going to say Jane Austen because I keep re-buying like Pride and Prejudice and stuff. But no, Ray Comfort. Every time I see a Ray Comfort book in a store, which is very rare, which is surprising because he's awesome. I love Ray Comfort. His books are all, as far as I'm aware, nonfiction. They're really good. He is an evangelist. He's a delight. He's on the Living Waters podcast. He had the show The Way of the Master, which talks about how to evangelize the way that Jesus exemplified for us. So he's such a delightful man. So that is my 4 auto by authors. 3 favorite genres. So thrillers. I love thrillers. I love historical romance, as long as it is, generally speaking, as long as it's Christian. I find clean romance a little bit hard to read, because a lot of the times, like, all I'm thinking is, like, all of these problems could be solved if you cared at all what the creator of the entire universe had to say. Like, you could solve all of these problems. If you just, like, have you tried praying about it? Like, I know that sounds crazy, but, like, have you tried just, like, talking to God? There is a God. He could fix all of this too. Like, I don't know anything about vibes, but I have a direct line to the throne room of God if you want me to use it. And then what else? Those two are my favorite. I guess comedy. I love funny books. I've read a lot of like historical books, like nonfiction, that are hilarious. And I find that if it's in audio form, music helps me remember things very easily. If it's in like something that I have to read, humor will help me remember things really, really easily. So those are my three favorite genres. My two favorite places to read. I don't read in a lot of different places. So I've kind of been living in my library recently. I haven't gone in my bedroom in like a few months. So I have a couch, a huge couch in my library, and I sleep on that. And I read there. And really the only other place that I read is at work. I work in the preschool room. So they take a nap for like 2 hours. So there's a bunch of like cleaning tasks and stuff like that we have to get done while the kids are down. But there's usually like a little bit of time for a little break. And so I'll read sitting in a tiny little toddler-sized chair. I'll do that. I'll read while they're sleeping. I do really enjoy reading outside. It's just kind of hard because it's like the grass is like poking me. And if I get a blanket, now we got ants. And it's just like this whole big spiel. And I like reading in other places, but I find that I'm so focused on everybody around me all the time that I can't really like enjoy reading like at the library or at the coffee shop. I always feel like I can see and hear everybody around me and I'm not like actually really focusing on my book. One book that you promised to read soon is The Last Prompt.
Say it, I hope I don't sound ridiculous. I don't know who this man is. I mean, he could be walking down the street, I wouldn't know a thing. Sorry to this man.
No. Every time I say I'm gonna read a book, I don't, okay? I don't know, man. A book that I promised to read soon. Doesn't the word of God say not to, like, don't promise that you're gonna do anything, just do it if you're gonna do it? Doesn't it say that? Can't I not do this? I'm such a mood reader. Like, if I'm not feeling it, I'm not gonna do it. When it comes to reading is supposed to be fun. I'm supposed to be having a good time. I don't have anything, honestly. I don't have any books that I promise to read soon. I promise that I will read again at some point. I might read soon, might read later. I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you. I'm probably going to, come Christmas time, I'm going to be reading Under the Texas Mistletoe by Karen Wittemeyer. I am pretty sure. I won't promise, but I am pretty sure I will read that book around Christmas time. Once I start going into stores and hearing Christmas music. I will probably pick up that book because I just bought it at Half Price Books. And I was really excited to see a Karen Wittemeyer book at Half Price Books. Okay, very fun. Let me go into my other friends' channels and see who hasn't done this tag or who hasn't done it in a while. If you haven't done it in a while, I regret to inform you, you're gonna get tagged again. Okay, I found a couple of my friends. We're gonna do Haley from Haley Annabelle, Christy from Christy A. Cole, and Tabitha from Tabitha Gabrielle. And these are a few of my friends who, if you are not already following them, then you should be. So, thank you again to Morgan for tagging me in the 54321 book tag. It has been a lot of fun. I haven't made a video in a while. I've been filming, but no one would have any way of knowing that. But I have been filming. I film like a reading vlog. My problem is I have such a hard time doing that because I never know how to stop it, and I also read books a lot of the time like in one big sitting, and I don't film while I'm doing that. So then I'm like, okay, I filmed at the beginning of the book and now the book is over and I don't know what to do. So I don't really know what to do about that, but I'm working on it. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with us again at Hope Arts Library. And we hope to see you again sometime very soon. I have another tag to film, so hopefully in a week or so. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Bye, guys.